This tool will help you express your emotions by turning them into music. It will also develop your musical imagination and teach you how to use simple percussion instruments in creating music. Through teamwork, you'll improve your collaboration and group work skills, discover different perspectives on music, how it felt and how it's interpreted. Together with the participants, you will try to find balance between the ways of interpretation. Throughout this video, we will guide you step by step how to effectively implement this activity. Before we start, make sure you have everything you need to begin the exercise. Needed materials: percussion instruments, at least one per person. Alternative, using body percussion, daily life objects. Notebook, piece of paper for notes, pencil or pen. Indoors, a room with places to sit, spacious enough for each participant to feel comfortable and have their own space. A place for instrument, example table. Outdoors, an open space away from loud sound sources and prepared for unfavorable weather conditions. Places to sit, blankets, chairs, etc. A table or an extra blanket for instruments. Participants 10 to 15 people of all ages. Workshop time 1.5 hours. Main theme we'll focus on is your own work together is emotions. Please tell me, what emotions do you know? Which one have you experienced? Recall your favorite music piece. What emotions does it evoke in you? Think about what emotions are conveyed in popular music. Write down your opinions and observations. Consider when you most often feel like listening to cheerful music and when you prefer something nostalgic. Try to recall the melody, rhythm, or intensity of sound in these songs that corresponds to the emotions you are describing. Share your thoughts with the group. A great medium for emotions is film music. Refer to well-known series or movies and let's think about what musical themes appear in them. Which characters have their own musical themes? Do you know scenes where music is the main builder of the mood? Discuss this. If necessary, look them up online. It's worth focusing on the sources of emotions and the inspirations of artists, producers and composers for creating songs in a particular style and atmosphere. What is most often the reason for creating sad stories and what inspired cheerful ones? It may help to recall or search for the lyrics of the songs you're discussing. Based on the information collected by the participants, we will draw conclusions and look for connections between the emotions conveyed in the songs and the compositional techniques. The facilitator helps organize the information presented by the participants and provides support. Together, we describe each emotions and try to find as many musical motifs associated with it as possible. At the same time, we look for compositional techniques like pausing the music before the climax, crescendo, decrescendo, building tension by increasing the number of instruments or the rhythm intensity played by percussion instruments, accelerating rhythm, a distinctive repeating musical motif. Perhaps fragments of melodies from well-known songs will be helpful and it may be worth recalling or singing them together. Perhaps fragments of melodies from well-known songs will be helpful and it may be worth recalling or singing them together. Through the analysis of works already familiar to us, we find connections between emotions and the patterns of song creation. Using the available tools, we try to replicate the patterns we have observed for each of the emotions discussed. Participants can play instruments, sing, use elements of body percussion and the surrounding space. Summarize the collected information. Don't forget about the source of emotions in the songs. Let the participants invent their own source. Example, a memory of a situation that evoked a particular emotion, inspiration from the film character, and during the creation, think about what triggers the specific emotions in them. Participants present their ideas and then repeat them with the whole group. Repeat the recalled fragments of songs or draw inspiration from them in creating your own. At this stage, participants, if they wish, can group together and work for a while longer on their chosen issues to assign roles and decide on the structure of the pieces they will present. If there are questions or a lack of additional ideas, the facilitator helps the group. The next step will be organizing the different parts into a coherent story. The form can be freely chosen by the participants. They can use short fragments, phrases of the motifs they have created, and present them alternately based on contrasts in a sequence they have decided. They can also present their own musical stories as a whole group. In example, starting with a piece that portrays sadness. The created pieces can be presented in groups, if participants have chosen to form them individually or all at once. The presented content should be a story of a particular emotion, its source and its journey. Time to summarize participants' feelings and impressions. What are their thoughts? How are they feeling after the presentation? What emotions did they experience during the creation of the individual motifs? Have they got inspired by anything while creating? Would they change anything in their pieces? What have they gained from this type of exercise? It's important to remember that participants' statements should be voluntary. If, for any reason, someone doesn't want to talk about their feelings from the creative process, they have the right to do so, and the facilitator's task is to respect that. The subject of emotions is a very delicate one, which can evoke different states in participants. Thank you for using this tool, and I encourage you to try other activities.